we'll go to Kirja. Hope I said that right.
Yes, that's fine. Hi, Helen.
Hi. How are you?
I'm okay, and I'm so happy to get a chance to talk with you.
Fantastic, thank you.
The second and the fourth questioner, it could have been
Everyone's question, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes, exactly. I'm just caught up in a lot of fear and anxiety, and I'm just really, really scared that I'm going to feel like this forever. And I have tried to lean into the feeling and to the stories, and I know they are here to be seen. But I'm just so scared.
Yeah. So let me start by saying we're all here to love and support you, all of us.
Thank you.
Being exactly where you are, where it feels like it's never going to end, and it might go on forever. It really seems that way, doesn't it?
Yes.
So, and I want to say also how brave you are for sharing here like this. Your example here is helping everyone, because fear, it's a common thing in awakening, isn't it? It was my entire journey, really. So
yeah. Mine too.
Just to recognize, because fear is here doesn't mean anything's going wrong. Of course we don't like it, but maybe the fact that I'm finally feeling it is because the separate being that would normally suppress it is disappearing. So what that means is, in the self, the infinite self, when an emotion arises, it just arises in its fullness. We can't squash it or anything. And sometimes that is very intense, but it also will pass much quicker in that, because normally we're half allowing it, half not, wishing it would just go away. What we call allowance is really tolerating it. I'll feel you as long as you go away, So for me, there was this understanding of what real allowance, acceptance, love is. It's okay if you're here. I don't like it. I'm also totally allowing that part of me that does not like this fear at all. Can you feel that too?
Yeah. Yes.
So with any negative emotion, there's going to be something that says no. Some old response, no, I don't want this.
Yeah.
It's just welcoming that as well as the fear, the best that you can, whatever that means for you right now. And you'll feel your body start to relax a little bit in that. And as the body relaxes, this emotion can move through the system a lot easier. Usually we're kind of like this because we're trying to get rid of the ego's response. The ego says no, the self says yes, and we think we're supposed to pick one of those.
Yeah. Yeah, I have tried for days to I've tried to say yes, but it's really a no.
Can it be a yes and a no? There's something here in you that's letting it just be already, and there's something that really is rejecting it, the fear. And you don't have to pick a side. You just sit there and watch. Okay, there's a yes and a no, and I fully acknowledge both of those within me. It's kind of where the self hangs out.
Yeah.
It doesn't see the ego as something that's got to be gotten rid of or anything like that.
Okay.
And every human being, I've never met a human being that said, you know what, I felt so scared when I woke up this morning, it was ace, like
no,
it's never going to happen, is it?
No, I've just tried to get to that feeling the whole day by watching some stupid videos of how to conquer the fear, and it just makes it all worse. But I right now I really don't know how to just be okay with it.
Can you accept that you can't be okay with it. Accept that. I'm really not okay with this. Let that feeling out. I'm really not okay with this. Doesn't that feel better?
Yes.
It's authenticity, isn't it?
Yeah. And I just feel so much guilt and shame for feeling like this, and yesterday and this day I couldn't do my job, and I just feel so like a big disappointment to everyone, even to this awakening process.
How do you know what it's supposed to look like, awakening? What if it's supposed to look like this right now? What if it's more of a breaking down of the old self? There's a myth in awakening. I was saying at the beginning of that first question that I'm going to recognize who I really am, and then everything will be fantastic. But it's not like that. It's like, okay, now I have to look at all the things I thought were true about me. And here's a big one. Here's a big one coming up. I'm getting this wrong. I'm doing it wrong, this awakening, right?
Yeah.
But the infinite self thought it should be like this right now. So can we honor that, you and me, right now? There's fear and it needs to be felt, and there's guilt and it needs to come up. And that's all that's happening. And of course, there would be this huge no, I don't want this. Of course there would. If I felt right now what you're feeling, there would still be a no, I don't want this. The only difference probably between me and you is I wouldn't be able to reject that no at all. It would just be like, okay, let me hold you, something like that. And you've just done that. You've just done that. For me, the fear went on long enough that I had to finally look at, what if it never goes away?
Oh, yes, I asked my question.
I really did not want to look at that. What if it never goes away? But something inside said, you know what? That's actually love. If you're willing to be with it, even if it never went, if it never left, and you still welcome it. Of course, my mom was like, that's crazy. Never, just said no. But the moment I reached that place of willingness, this can stay here for as long as it needs to, even if that's years, it began to dissolve, because it just needed some deeper acceptance and willingness than I'd previously managed to offer it. It's like we open the door, say, come on in, fear, but then we're trying to shut the door as it's halfway in. Not that far. Come in, but not that far.
Yeah. That is exactly how I've tried to go about it the last week or two.
For me, it was really helpful to understand that I only wanted the fear to go because I thought I couldn't feel peaceful, joyful, and blissful while it was here. That it was one or the other. When I really investigated this, I was sat out the back of my house here on the wall, and I was so blissed out and terrified at the same time. It was really weird. I didn't know that was possible. And quickly the fear just changed into bliss, but there was this peace and bliss. And for a good couple of minutes, there was fear and bliss. We have this idea that the fear has to go so I can feel what I want to feel, but that's not true. When you get that, you stop resisting it so much.
Yeah.
Peace and fear, bliss and shame. It is possible.
Yeah.
You're probably feeling more peace right now, even though you're still scared.
Yes.
The peace is always in your control. Whether you feel peace or not, it's always in your control, even when the body's flooded with shame or fear, because peace is going to come from how much you're pushing against it. But if you see, I can feel this and be extraordinarily peaceful, then there's nothing that really wants to get rid of it so much.
Yeah. And my mind wants to ask, what do I do with the resistance? I just sit with it.
You just love it like everything else. Imagine it's an old friend you haven't seen in a while, and you kind of bring it in and sit it down next to you on the sofa, and let's catch up. It's been a while since we've talked. Yeah. Again, it's normal. There'd be resistance in every human being. I had to do something yesterday and there was resistance to doing it. It doesn't disappear completely. It might always be there in certain things. But it's just as welcome as everything else that I'm experiencing. There's no difference in that. So the more you come in fear, shame, guilt, resistance, like just come in and sit down. You feel different now, right? You're smiling?
Yes, I do. Yeah. I do. And at the same time, I'm thinking, oh no, what do I do when I'm not here in satsang with you? But
you know what? I'm always with you. You can just ask. I'm not a human being. I look like one, but I'm not. Neither are you. So we're always in the heart together. Always. None of us are ever alone.
thank you.
And it's also recorded, so you can watch it again on YouTube.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for being so brave. Wonderful.